You know, respect, and my content is not for everybody.
No, that's okay, God darn it. My customer is okay.
No, it really isn't, and that's okay. To the genuine ones, I hope all is well in your end, and I say that respectfully. I truly hope that you continue to find peace within regards to who gave up on you over to you during your journey or said that you didn't have potential. They blackmailed you against you, or because you're being authentic. Even when you got lost in your words, they called you slow, stupid, and retarded that you wasn't worthy of choosing yourself. They wanted to dig you like 'cause you came from poverty and pain. They didn't understand growth when it comes to even exchange, how you stand before yourself, that you matter, you're worthy, how you got the right people that's willing to walk into you like to pour into you the most healthiest way, but no intentions that don't hate anything. When someone gives up on you, overlook you, don't give up on yourself. And I say that respectfully. When someone doesn't see potential within you and they say that you don't have potential, never get discouraged. And I say that respectfully. You matter and you are worthy. Regardless of where you at in your healing journey, continue to be patient with time and day when you actually worthy of showing up for you and realize that, hold on one second, you want to remove that mask to truly go within. My content is not for everyone. Healing, trauma, and pain is not a race or an overnight process. And I say that respectfully. I am Naya G on Love Respect, and I'm doing poetry out loud.
My style. Hit a trait off for me.
Always be yourself with numberless intentions. They talk about you trying to be a dude so bad, but I understood unconditional love, that self love can truly last. I wasn't trying to be somebody I truly wasn't. I was just comfortable with my skin, something that you can relate to, staying in your lane, understanding your own reflection when it comes to your bad habits. How you trying to kick a chick down at the end of the day? Talking about she not worthy of choosing herself because you overlooked yourself when it comes to your own healing process and be the train of thought from with your bad habits. You got so much to say about me, but you got so much skeleton in your closets. I understood that with confidence, what looks like up close in person, at the end they gone within. Understand the vision you couldn't relate to was looking in the mirror to actually remove that mask, to actually realize the hold on one second. If trauma and pain was hurting me, I knew at the end of the day, I knew how to choose me. I'm very so much thankful, but I don't believe in the same God as you, but I still know how to respect you. I ain't have hate in my vein. I wasn't trying to be somebody I truly wasn't at the end of the day because I love being a woman or authentic, something you can relate to was actually healing your pain. How folks want to see you down and see you frown. They quick to throw your sexual orientation in the air like you're supposed to wild out. I understood confidence at the end of the day. My heavenly mother, Father God loved me the same way. It be a chain of thought for me. Something that you couldn't relate to was understanding self-control when it came to discipline. How you wanted me to get out of character, antagonize my character traits at the end of the day, because I understood to be comfortable in my own skin, something that you couldn't relate to while God maintained my smile. How you said God wasn't real and God don't love you at the end of the day, but I never had hate in my vein.
No, hit a trait off for me. Yeah, uh-huh.
Always be yourself with numberless intentions. I'm nice and respect, but my content is not for everyone. It's not. Regardless to your sexual orientation and who disagrees that God is not loving you or God is not showing up for you, is a vision that they can't relate to why you chose your faith. How God didn't make a mistake because God didn't fumble you that day. God heard your prayers, how God never left your side. All the lies that they had to tell, one thing you didn't have to do was lie. You wasn't running from your past. That reflection is different. They would never understand accountability when it comes to maturing. You was acting your body weight, not your shoe size. They would never understand how your blessing was truly multiplying. You know that storm that you overcame, that testimony was real when you was keeping it real at the end of the day. How you had your next door neighbor, different tax bracket, throwing scorpion in a toxic way to make you mentally ill, trying to paint you out to be the villain in their story, all because you were truly willing to heal. They try to rob you mentally, physically, spiritually, financially, even trying to make you homeless, all because you understood a reflect they couldn't relate to. Confidence. That energy is different, come from poverty and pain. How do you maintain a smile at the end of the day when they try to kick you down? They would never understand that empty stomach. How you have food in your fridge, let alone to pay that bill that day, and it was never for likes and views or attention. When you was keeping it real, wasn't looking for a handout, putting that footwork in. At the end of the day, had folks in different tax brackets throwing sport right to left, so you won't elevate. But God was showing what they was doing behind closed doors. They wanted you to fumble you to become your own worst enemy, but God allowed you to see what confidence looks like when you overcome a storm. When God brings you balance, acknowledge those happy tears, and rain things was truly real at the end of the day. It's going to make certain folks uncomfortable because you understood to respect your pain. I respect what I went through. I respect that the devil was trying to size me up, to line me up. The enemy was knocking at my door right to left. They didn't want me to maintain a smile because they couldn't even go within actually heal to recognize their own feelings, the end of it, how they was projected on me, or because I understood confidence. I knew I wasn't gonna be in my situation too long because at the end of the day, I was still willing to put that footwork in, and I ain't have to do my neighbor wrong. It's funny and disgusting to see. No, it wasn't funny. It's disgusting to see, regardless as a man or a woman, how they threaten your life to say at the end of the day, ain't nobody gonna hear you or believe you when it comes to speaking up for yourself, keeping it real. When you have to get physical, when they said that you was mentally ill, how they wanted you to be a non-existence when it comes to your reality, regardless of you paying attention. That's why God showed you what humbleness looks like up close in person. That's what your neighbor tried to do, but they was trying to play a role that they truly wasn't, and that was God.
Love yourself, not the dim you light. Love yourself, not the dim you light. Love yourself, not the dim you light. Yeah, I'm mad at him, I'm worthy. Yeah, I'm mad at him, I'm worthy.
When they try to make you homeless, or because you was keeping it real, they quick to say that you mentally ill. It's disgusting to see how a lot of people actually be trying to heal. Imagine being an innocent person behind a closed door that you can't even escape, behind on four walls at the end of the day, in a cell trying to figure out your mental health when they said that you was mentally ill. All they want to do is dope you up at the end of the day, saying that you were nobody but a number. Hold on 1 second. You understood that was truly pain. Crashing out was the only thing that you knew how to do because it became normal. Don't nobody hear you or see you at the end of the day because they're going through the same pain, trying to escape their own feelings at the end of the day. How do I heal if nobody sees me or hears me? I'm trying to fix a crown they can't understand. I can relate to me. One day, this type of stuff happens. How folks want to get you locked up or put you in a cyborg until it's their reality. Nah, dead ass. There's so many innocent people that when they spoke up for themselves, their words just went over someone's ears at the end of it like a non-existent conversation. Someone was truly telling the truth that day, and they got 20 years to life, all because someone lacked self-control. When it comes to discipline, someone doing an innocent person wrong because someone said, "I don't give a fuck about you," until it's your story name. But then, how the shoe fit is real uncomfortable, ain't it? It be the train of thought for me. Didn't matter if you came from poverty and pain. And I say this respectfully because we all don't hail the same. You folks be looking at you like competition because you may be more spiritual than the next person at the end of the day, but it was never competition. That energy is different. I ain't have to project pain. All I was doing was keeping it real. You stepped on my toes and said nobody was going to hear me. The disrespect was loud, but I was only trying to smile so that you couldn't relate to was understanding pain. They don't understand how you weather that storm. They say, how do you smile when folks is trying to do you wrong? How do you smile when someone is trying to rob you mentally, physically, spiritually, financially, and trying to shortchange you of your mental health, let alone having a roof over your head? How do you smile? You gotta smile so I won't drop that. You gotta smile so I can balance the end of the day I would truly heal. Trying to balance that out so I won't get sick. They would never understand how you truly smile to go within. It's so disgusting to see how it doesn't matter what subject of someone's job description is because someone feels that they work in a certain job description and they've been there for over 10, 20 years, 40 years. It doesn't matter how long you worked at a job site. How individuals will have a role within a community and use their job description to abuse the community. They pick and choose who they want to bully. They pick and choose who they want to kick down. They pick and choose who they want to give that life sentence to. They pick and choose who they want to say, you know what, I'm going to put you in a cycle because I don't like you. I don't like the fact that you choose you. I don't like the fact that you pray to God. I don't like the fact that you are more gifted and spiritual than the next person and you're accurate with your information. Or let alone, I don't like the fact that you love yourself. How this type of stuff actually happens. It's a mother or father, someone's loved one that just got stopped. Or is in a situation right now where they're fighting for their life and their voices are non-existent. They was in these streets, but they wasn't trying to hurt nobody. They wasn't trying to hurt themselves or others around them. How they was put into a situation where their back is against the wall because someone lacked self control, because someone had a badge that day, or someone wanted to control the narrative of someone else's life. And now someone's life has changed forever. Now someone's doing 10 years, 20 years. Oh, because someone's at the wrong place, the wrong time. Is that fair? It should never be you. And I say that respectfully. I would never hurt myself good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day. I'm not your genuine respect, and my content is not for everybody. When someone says that you don't have potential, never give up on yourself. I never signed up for nobody's one-sided ass contract, and I say that respectfully. When it comes to my creativity, all of my creativity, I came up with my ideas, no third party. I work alone when it comes to my creativity. My heavenly mother, my heavenly father, God. And when someone threatens your life that nobody's going to believe you because they're willing to have your next door neighbor, different tax bracket, or a community within a community within a community within a community to blackmail you against you, you're not wrong for speaking up for yourself. My content is not for everyone. Regardless if they have you shadow banned or not. The right people see you, hear you, and respect you, and they don't have malicious intentions. They don't have hate in their day, and they damn sure don't look at you like competition. Good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day. And I say that respectfully. You know, when you don't run from your past, that growth is different when it comes to maturing. I could repeat any he say, she say conversation. At the end of the day, that said I was so irrelevant when it came to their thought process. It be the train of thought for me. How they wanted to pay me out to be the villain in their story. They was gang stalking me right to let to pay me out to be the villain in their story. Destiny swiping trying to, but it was an epic failure because they didn't have the potential. It was unsuccessful. They was gang stalking with spell work, energy harvesting off my energy, couldn't put respect on my name. It be the train of thought for me how thirsty you are. Didn't matter your tag back with your bad habits that return back to sin that it actually works. I call all my energy back and I say that respectfully because I didn't give you no access. You know, God sees everything, and I don't worship the devil good day, bad day, or misunderstanding regardless of my sexual orientation. I love the woman that I am. I'm not trying to be a dude. I don't want to be a dude. I'm just comfortable in my skin. It's not a crime to be yourself. It's men and women still running from themselves because they're still waiting for validation from the next person. And then a motherfucker gonna sit there and say, you got mommy and fucking daddy issues. No, the fuck I don't. Because I got to where I'm at today and I didn't have that protection. I didn't have that love that I was supposed to get. But I loved me first. So if I'm pouring into me, can't nobody else tell me how to love me at the end of the day. Can't nobody tell me how to show up at the end of the day if a motherfucker gonna blackmail me and tell me how to live my motherfucking life. And at the end of the day, they was not there for me. Using and abusing a system at the end of the day to go against me. And one thing I don't motherfucking gotta do is lie. Because a mother and father never gives up on a baby. A mother and father will never hurt their child. Good day, bad day, or a motherfucking misunderstanding day. And I say that respectfully. It's some mothers and fathers that made wrong choices in life. But what? Today, the vision that they look at themselves in the mirror, they will go above and beyond for their child. They probably didn't have the proper guidance as to how to raise that child. But you know what? Today, it's a different chapter in that baby's life with regards to how old that child is, how that mother and father said, you know what? I put down that drink. I put down that substance. I changed my life because I had abandonment issues myself. I didn't know how to love myself. I didn't know how to show up for you. And I had to take accountability for my actions, missing out on loving you properly. A lot of mothers and fathers can't step to that conversation, but the real ones do. The real ones can look at their babies in the eye, regardless how they are. If they 50 years old, that child is 50 years old, and acknowledge, I brought hurt and pain into your life. I love you. I don't want to miss another day being in your life. That energy is different. It's mothers and fathers that escaped themselves and they found themselves. It's mothers and fathers that's still running from themselves. And there's still a child at the end of the day that's still not being protected or loved or respected. But then you have those children that are getting the proper love, regardless if it's one parent, two parents. Everybody's walk of life ain't the same when it comes to healing trauma and pain. Folks quick to disrespect you out loud, talking about you got mommy and daddy issues, but they can't walk a mile in your shoes. We ain't the same, neighbor. Because there are some decent mothers and fathers. It doesn't matter how many children you decided to conceive and bring into this world. If you got 10 kids, if you got 5 kids, you treat all your children, you show support to all your children equally. It's no one that's one better than the other. You show important to all of them. Someone is sick, you show up for them. Someone is missing a tooth, you show up for them. Someone just had a bad breakup, you're showing up for your baby still because you know why? You know how it feels to have a broken heart. You know how it feels to be that person that abused somebody that day. And your child was in that situation. And now you're looking at a reflection of you and saying to yourself is, God damn, I'm reliving what I just did. And my child is being endured with that same pain. And they don't deserve to be abused. And the next step is to guide them, to show them at the end of the day, yeah, you missed out on your child, but allow them to know to feel that they are worthy. Allow them to know that they are beautiful, they are handsome, they matter. Instead of kicking your child down. You may not have been the person that had a hand problem. You probably was the person that was aggressive verbally, not physically, but verbally with your mouth. And someone decided to disrespect your baby when they picked and choose to in that relationship. And it doesn't matter if it was a romantic relationship or not. The energy is different. You was able to comfort your child. Everybody heals differently. But a real mother and father, they never overlook their baby. And there are individuals that didn't have a mother and a father in certain chapters of their journey. And they are turning out to be successful men and women. They're turning out to be men and women and standing on a word that they want to heal mentally, physically, spiritually, even financially. They want to choose themselves. They want to understand that chapter where the wound was hurting them. They want to understand at the end of the day, I can't allow that to continue to hold me back. But one thing I'm not doing is running from my past. The heavens is different. We all not the same when it comes to healing trauma and pain. Regardless, we come from poverty and pain. I say that respectfully. I'm nice and respect. A mother and father that steps up, regardless of one family household or two, that mother, no disrespect. Regardless of where in the world her child is at the end of the day, she wants to know that he's safe, she's safe and protected, and that they're mentally okay. Mentally, physically, spiritually, and financially okay. A real mother and father wants to know if they baby ate today. A real mother wants to know where their child is. Some people who don't care. And you change your life for the right reasons because you do care. Some people don't change. Some people don't show up. Some people talk about things behind closed doors when it comes to certain individuals because certain folks don't know what's really going on in someone's life. And then come to find out when a child starts to vent to that therapist, that psychiatrist, or to someone they feel like is a safe place, they find out that this child hasn't been protected, this child hasn't been loved or respected. Nobody showed up for this baby. This child is so lost within so lost, they don't know which direction to turn because they feel like they choosing themselves going the wrong direction because someone said that they showed up, but nobody ever showed up for that baby. Didn't matter how old they was. No, my content is not for everybody, and I say that respectfully. I'm not on the spot. And when it comes to my creativity, I work alone regardless who has me shadow banned or not. And regardless who's trying to blackmail me against me, I work alone. You hack my devices, and one thing I don't gotta do is lie. Your gang stalking me next door neighbor in different tax bracket to try to paint me out to be somebody I truly am not. Because I believe in faith that you can't relate to. They say God is not real, but when you have to get physical, they try to antagonize you. Pay this person, pay that person, fall from a crash, or they would never understand. Hold on 1 second. Thank you, God, for being patient. We may not pray the same. I know how to respect my neighbor. Always be yourself, overcoming the storm. They would never understand how you weather that weather. Hmm. Always be yourself. I wasn't trying to be like nobody else but me and the trait on me, and it's not a crime to be authentic. I said what I said. I gotta go. Always be yourself, and I say that respectfully. I'm Naya, genuine love, respect, and loving yourself is not a crime. Have a safe year, day, evening, week, weekend. You matter, you're worthy. Protect your energy, protect your family, and stop the violence. Today is currently July 5th, 2025. There are decent mothers and fathers out here that know how to love their child properly. There's mothers and fathers that don't know how to love their children. And sometimes when it comes to someone's sexual orientation, Some mothers and fathers don't know how to have those certain conversations with their children. And even if that child is not in the life, it's certain conversations that that mother and father don't know how to approach their own child. It happens. My conscience is not for everybody. Protect your children. It doesn't matter how they are. That's still your baby. No mother or father or loved one should lose a child or lose a loved one because someone lacks self control when it comes to discipline. Because someone lacks self control or discipline, they're trying to have somebody robbed mentally, physically, spiritually, financially, emotionally, or whatever the case may be, or throw smoke at someone because they lack self control. Regardless if you know somebody or not, or you knew somebody, when somebody walks away from you, that conversation at the end of the day is an ending chapter. You said you at peace with yourself, so continue to move on with your life. It be the train of thought for me how folks will try to manipulate an innocent person. Now someone is part of a hate crime. Now someone is part of a narrative where someone is being robbed mentally, physically, spiritually, financially, and emotionally, and someone is behind the scenes projecting spirit towards an innocent person because someone is looking for a reaction. Someone is painting someone out to be something they truly not because someone decided to walk away from somebody. No mother or father or loved one should have to lose a loved one or for someone to lack self control when it comes to discipline. This shortchanges the love of the love that came into your life that brings you peace in your day. My content is not for everybody, and I'm not your genuine respect. Always be yourself with no misintentions. When the right people walk into your life, regardless if it's a community or not, they don't look at you like competition. They don't have hate in their vein. They don't blackmail you against you. We may not pray the same, but respect's a two-way street. And they don't hack your devices. They don't gang stalk you. They don't project spell work towards you. They don't energy harvest off your energy. They put respect on your name. Good day, bad day, and misunderstanding day. And they don't try to destiny swipe with you because they got their own authenticity when it come to having a blueprint. My content is not for everybody. I'm not using respect. I'm about to wrap this video up. Today is currently July 5th, 2025, and it's currently 7:26 p.m. When it comes to my creativity, I work alone and I say that respectfully. Always be yourself with no malicious intentions. Thank you for your time. I'm not using respect. Stop the violence. Stay out of trouble. Peace and respect your neighbor. Stop the violence. Peace and respect your neighbor. Stop the violence. Love yourself, not to dim your light. Go you, neighbor, don't dim your light. Thank you for your time when it comes to my creativity. I work with my Heavenly Mother, my Heavenly Father, God. Have a good evening. Thank you for your time.